Hi guys, it's Sandy with Urban Rebel Designs in Aztec, New Mexico. Good Friday morning here, good afternoon on the East Coast. Today we're going to be making a little porch sign. This is actually 4 wall boards that I've just screwed together on the back with a piece of scrap wood. And we're going to make a cute little sign that's just going to lean up against the wall on our porch. When you jump on, say hello, let me know where you're from. If it's your first time watching, let us know. Also, hi Kathy, Kelsey, I'm sorry. If you will like and share and comment on this video, then tomorrow morning I will go in and pick a winner, and you can win your choice of an 8-ounce jar of paint. Hi Dixie Belle, good morning or good afternoon for you. It gets a little confusing here. Before we get started, I wanted to address some questions that I've had on how to revive your brushes. Should you do like I did and let them sit overnight before you clean them? This is one of the Dixie Belle synthetic brushes. I love these, but I got a little crazy the other day and forgot to clean this one. So it dried and it was stiff. So this morning I came in, I ran it under some hot water, and I used a brush cleaning comb and just ran through the bristles. And now I'm going to mix up a little solution of, I've got a gallon jug here, Murphy's oil soap, and I'm just going to pour it in a cup. We do not want this to go all the way up to the metal portion on the brush. We just want the tips to sit in it. So I poured a little bit of Murphy's oil soap into the bottom of my cup, and I'm going to add a little bit of warm water. And then I'm simply going to let my brush sit in it overnight. When I come back in the morning, I'll be able to rinse it out. It will be nice and soft and good as new. So try not to do like I did, but we all have those days where we lose our minds and we forget to clean a brush. But they're just that easy to fix. Oh, from Pennsylvania. Hello, Miss Carol. So we're going to get started. This is a fun project that you can do with your kids because it's going to involve some finger painting. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stencil this welcome sign at the top, and then we're going to finger paint some little flowers coming up from the bottom, and this will simply sit out on my porch. I'm going to put on gloves because I have some other stuff to do today and I don't want to have to clean my fingernails. So give me just a second. Let me know if you like to work with stencils. I love it. Georgia, yay! Looks like we're getting some good interaction this morning. Okay, the colors that we're going to use today, my very favorite color, the Gulf. And you can tell because my jar is almost empty. We're also going to use a little bit of buttercream, some Lucky Lavender, isn't that gorgeous? Some, I don't have my lid on this one right, some Daisy, and Flamingo. I want this to be bright and cheery and really springy looking. I like to do stencils using a sea sponge. You can use a stencil brush, whatever you want to use. I'm going to mist my sponge, and I'm going to squeeze it because I want it damp. I don't want it wet. So I'm going to make sure that if there's any excess water in it, I'm getting it out. And excuse me, I'm going to stand up for this. It's easier for me to work over the top of something. So I have a little bit of the Gulf on my styrofoam plate, and I'm just going to dip the edge of my sponge in, and then I'm dabbing it off. So it's the same process that you use if you're using a stencil brush, and then I just dab. So my favorite decorating style is sort of country, rustic, farmhouse, primitive, boho. Try to figure that out. So I'm not looking for perfection on this. I want it to look aged, and you'll see when we peel the stencil up that by using the sea sponge and the dabbing method, we're going to get a nice worn look on it. So give me just a second, and my board wants to wobble. This is something that's really simple to put together, and this is something that would be great for those of you who have your kids home for spring break, or even when they get out for summer. If you homeschool, this is a great project. You can teach them, if they're old enough, some basic woodworking skills, and also feed their creativity. I hear a lot of people say that they don't think they're creative, and I happen to not agree with that. I think everybody was born creative. Sometimes we just push it down, and all you need to do is give yourself permission. And if it's not perfect, it's just paint over it, start all over. So I have my welcome portion done. I see a spot that I missed. And I have taped off, this has some leaves on it. I have taped them off, so I'm gonna pull this up. And I want to do the leaves, if I can get the tape. It's hard to get this with gloves on. I want to do the leaves in a different color. I think I'm gonna do them in yellow. So I'm just going to use the same sponge. I'm just going to turn the corner. Where did I find the board? Okay, so these are wall boards. I think we got them at one of the big box stores, either Home Depot or Lowe's. And I just took some scrap wood across the back and screwed them together. So now I'm going to get my leaves, and then we're going to start on our flowers from the bottom. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm a premier retailer in Aztec, New Mexico. We love asking questions or answering questions. We love asking them too. But all of the retailers are just so happy to help in any way that we can. If you don't know who your local retailer is, you can go on Dixie Belle's website and put in your zip code or your city, and it will pop up with your nearest retailer. If you don't have a retailer near you, then send me a private message. I am happy to help any way I can. And we have free shipping on orders over $50. So I'm just going to take my stencil up, and you're going to see that it's not real bright and bold. Oops, had an accident. It's not real bright and bold, and it does give you that aged look. So here comes the fun part that the kids are really going to love. I have dipped out just spots of paint on my styrofoam plate, and I'm going to use my thumb to make the flowers. Now I'm going to warn you beforehand, I am not a picture painter. So I try to find shortcuts and easy ways to do this. But I know that I want some shading in my flowers, so I'm getting a little bit of white on half of my thumb, and I'm going to get a little bit of the Lucky Lavender on the other half, and then I'm going to dab. And you can see on my plate, see how it gives us a two-toned effect? And as we use this more, they'll meld together and it'll give you more shading. So I'm just going to start, I'm just going to pick a spot, and I think I want my center one to be one of the taller ones, and we're just doing 5 little thumbprints, and I can always go back and get more. The thing to remember is which side of your thumb you're using for which color. And as simple as that, we have our first flower. So I'm just going to wipe my thumb off, And I'm gonna get a little bit of the buttercream again. I think it was buttercream, yes. A little bit of the buttercream, and then I'm gonna go in and get a little bit of the yellow. And the nice thing about doing this is you might not see two-tone flowers in nature, but this is my board and I want it to be happy and colorful, so I'm gonna do it my way. And I'm just going to do another flower here. And then I'm going to do, I think this time I'm gonna try a little bit of the flamingo and the daisy together and see what we come up with. Except I just stuck my knuckle in my paint. And now I'm gonna go in right about here. Oh, I kinda like that. And if you mess up, it's really easy to just add some more paint and go back on it. Oh, so I missed it. Sherry said she loves this idea. Thanks, Sherry. I like to have fun. Those who know me know that the nice way of putting it is I have a colorful personality. So I like to have fun with stuff. I like a lot of color. It makes me happy. And when it's in my home, or in your home, you want to do what makes you happy. So I think I want to put one more right about here. And this one, can you see? I'm down too far. Let me move this up. Okay. When you're doing something to put in your home, you want to do what makes you happy. And you know what? If somebody comes in and they don't like it, well, they don't live there. Okay, so we have, I think I want one more flower. Will Murphy's Oil Soap get Boss off? Okay, so if you've let Boss dry, what I would suggest is cleaning your brush with some Blue Dawn dish soap and hot water. Get one of the, and I don't know where I put, oh, get a brush cleaning comb. You can get these from a lot of your Dixie Belle retailers. You can also get them, I think, at Home Depot and Lowe's. I know you can order them from Amazon. Comb through it. Let me grab one. Just comb through it while it's under running water with your blue dish soap. Then soak it in the Murphy's Oil Soap combination overnight. That should take care of it. If it doesn't, send me a message and we'll figure something else out. But that should do it. So now is when we're going to find out how much of an artist I'm not. Because we need to get the middle of our flowers, and I'm just taking a pointed artist brush and I'm going to mix my colors. So I'm going to start with this one that's yellow and white, and I am just going to do dots for the center of the flower, just random dots. And then we will move to, you can try white lightning. I'm not sure, I haven't tried soaking my brushes in white lightning, so I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. Be sure to like and share this video for your chance to win some paint. Now we're moving up to our lavender flowers. And again, I'm just randomly doing dots for the centers. And notice I'm not changing brushes. I am wiping it off on a cloth. I'm going to do lavender center for this one. And then I'm going to do yellow for the last one. So now we need to make some stems and vines and leaves. And I'm going to use Tree Frog Green for that because I really want this to be happy. Actually, I need that brush. So I don't recommend that you dip straight from the jar, because if there's any dirt that happens to be on your paintbrush, you can contaminate your paint. And hang on, this one has set, so I'm gonna get the skin off of it. Don't be alarmed if you open your paint and there's a little bit of paint skin on the top. That's just where you've opened it before and it's set. And to make our vines, I'm going back with the small pointed artist brush. You can get these in bulk packs at Walmart. I think you can get them at Big Lots. There are lots of places that you can find just cheap artist brushes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to freehand, and it doesn't have to be perfect, my little stems. I need to get some out on plate. So I'm just going to freehand the little stems, and that one is coming, still can't see this. I have to try to move it back. We're going to have one that's coming down behind this flower, and then we need the one for this flower, so it's going to come down and they're going to crisscross. And this one is on a seam, so we're going to try to use that to our advantage. And it's going to be one of those tall, skinny, pretty flowers. And we have one more stem to do, and then we will get on our leaves. Hi, Miss Susie. Yes, Miss Susie says, Miss Susie says I have a fluorescent personality. That's a nice way of saying it. Thank you for that, by the way. Okay, so we have our stems, and I think I want a few without flowers. So I am just going to randomly put a couple of those. And you can see how simple this is and how kids would love doing this, and it would make them so proud for it to be displayed by your front door. To make the leaves, I have a bigger pointed, I think this is called a French round. You can use smaller ones, you can use flat tips, but this is easiest for me because I am not an artist. And we're going to make our leaves, so I'm just dumping it in there. And to make the leaves, it's just really simple. You're just going to dab. And this may look like a 2-year-old. But that's okay. It's mine. It's going in my house. Oh, thank you. I love doing the videos. I love helping people. I made the comment the other day. I can literally talk paint 24/7. I'm sure I get on some people's nerves because I am so passionate about it. I put my headphones on, get in my paint booth, and that's my happy place. And you'll see I'm just making dots. I'll hold this up when I get finished so you can see it better. But I'm just randomly placing leaves all the way down. If you're hosting people for Easter, this is a great way to greet them at the door. And you don't have to use the welcome stencil. You can use any saying you would like. These boards, I think, are 6 inches wide, and they are 4 feet long. I will stand it up in just a minute and let you see the back of it. gonna try to do this without knocking all my paint off. I'm gonna take my gloves off. They're 4 inches wide, I'm sorry. 4 inches wide and 4 feet long. So now I'm gonna stand this up so you can see it. I know it's backwards in the camera, but we have our happy little welcome up here and we have our happy little flowers down here. And that's just another way that you can easily use Dixie Belle paint, do something really cute and sweet, and you're just using your thumb and a stencil. Thank you for saying it turned out so pretty. That means a lot. Hope everybody has a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll go back and try to answer any that I've missed on the comments. And we will see you soon. Have a great weekend.